Hey guys, this is Himrose. Welcome to episode 3, part 2, which is Militia. Before we're gonna start, I'm gonna make a few things clear as I did with the mercenary. You got different ways of getting this in. If you want to know them quickly and fastly, just quickly check out the mercenary path. You can talk to the guard and do 2 options, or either do the 3rd one. I will also add them in the description just to make it easy for you guys. The reason I'm not doing this because I'm not gonna tell this in this record is because I already done it at the mercenaries part, and repeating things would make the recording a bit boring. So we're gonna move around here and let's get started. We're gonna sneak bypass these guys here, just like we did at the mercenary walkthrough.
Halt, stranger! I didn't see you come through this gate.
And
the guards on the other gate have orders not to let any unknown persons into the city.
well,
I shall have to have a word with those two. But now for us two. I am Lothar, paladin of the king and humble servant of Innos, your lord. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task.
This episode will also be shorter than episode 3 part 1 because I explain things less. There are a few things that I will repeat, such as the guard that will stand in front of you, which is important. I'll also add that to the commentary, to the description section, and just check it out there, and I'll post an animation just to read the description. But just check it out and you'll be fine. You will get everything to know in the begin part.
Militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town. Understood?
all right. Explain the rules of the city to me.
First, the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his troops. That is why access to the upper quarter is allowed only to honorable citizens. Second, the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the paladins. Only the paladins themselves and members of the militia
those
have
that might
access.
interest in
Third,
making
whoever is
videos
accused of a
to put on
crime must
YouTube compact,
exonerate himself
I will put a name of the program I use. Again, thanks to London link,
How do I
and
become a
which makes
citizen
my
of the
videos
town?
from 3
Only those
gigabytes
with regular
to
jobs will be
each,
considered
and of
citizens
course
of the town.
to
But don't think that
I
you'll be
think
admitted to
around
Lord Hagen just because
100,
you're a
200
citizen of the
MB,
town.
which is
As a
nice
citizen, you have
and
access
makes it
to the
fast
upper
and
quarter,
uploadable on
nothing
YouTube.
more. Only as a member of the
But I
militia
must
will you
add,
have
the
access
quality
to the
has
town
been
hall.
downgraded a bit to 720 instead of 1080.
Where can I find
So
work?
that's
You'll have
basically
to
another
apply as an
reason why
apprentice to one of
my
the masters
uploads will
here
be
in the lower
uploaded
part of the
faster,
city.
which
As
is
soon as a master
basically the
accepts
means
you,
that I can
you are a
do
citizen
those
of the town.
episodes faster,
However,
which is more
the
fun
other
for me.
masters must agree to it. That's the custom here in Khorinis. If you were thinking about looking for work in the harbor district, forget it. The scum of the city live there. Don't even go there. You would regret it.
How do I get to the upper quarter?
Say, are you listening to me at all? You're not a citizen of this town. You can save yourself the trip. The guards won't let you in. The entire area behind the inner gate is off limits to you.
How do I get accepted into the militia?
By express command of Lord Hagen, only citizens of the town will be admitted into the militia.
I see.
If you want to know more, speak to Lord Andre in the barracks.
What do I have to do to get armor like yours?
What? You aren't even a member of the militia. You're not even a citizen. How can you even think of being allowed to wear the armor of a paladin? Only a few militia soldiers, those who have performed extraordinary deeds, have been granted that honor so far. If you want to be a paladin, you have a long road ahead of you before it ever changes.
again, this
Where
is
can I find the commander of
perhaps
the city
not all
guard?
that different
Lord Andre can
from
be
the
found in the
mercenary
barracks at
path
the other end of the
or
city.
the novice path, which will be coming after this one.
Where can I
But
spend the
I
night
really
here?
would save
If you're
before the
looking for a
city
place to
because
sleep, go to the hotel
just to
directly
avoid any
across
kind
from
of
the
problems.
barracks. The paladins
First
pay for
wanted
the
to do
lodging of
longer
all
episodes,
travelers
but
who
then
come
I
to the
decided
city.
to do
The
20,
traveling
15 to
traders from
20
the
minutes,
marketplace are also
maximum
lodged
25 minutes each episode, so people would get less boring
I've
and
got to
skip
go.
things.
there. As long as you're in Khorinis, you can feel safe.
So yeah,
The king's paladins watch over this city now.
alright. Now if you see that guard there are three ways to get past him. One of them is to walk to him and get him to attack you, then run away and then get back if he lost you. The other one is to get potions from Zendor, the guy on the marketplace, to get a sleep spell and get him to sleep, but I will use a different method, which I strangely did not see in a whole lot of walkthroughs. Normally I don't search for walkthroughs, but I want to know what my
I was actually on my
competition
way
is,
to see the
especially on
paladins.
the early videos
There's little chance
posted.
of that. Since the
So
paladins
yeah,
make
I will do
themselves at home
things
in the
that
upper end
most
of town,
walkthroughs
hardly
don't,
anyone gets in there anymore.
but you will see that in episode 4, maybe 5.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
Me? No. I don't have much say here myself. There are a few people in the lower city who have enough influence to get you past the guards. Mateo, my boss, is one of them. Maybe you should talk to him.
Where can I find Mateo?
You're standing right outside his shop. Just go on in. He's practically always there.
What about the other influential citizens?
The merchants and master craftsmen here on the main street are the most important figures in the city. You should try to get accepted by one of them as an apprentice like me. Since I started working for Mateo, the people in the city treat me with respect.
I need some money, and I'm looking
And
for work.
also my notes
I've
for
heard
those
that
that
Vosper has
did
trouble
watch
with
the
his
mercenary video
suppliers.
that you
The
heard
shop
a
is
little
right over there.
echo.
They say he pays
Not
pretty well.
certain where that comes from,
What do you have to offer?
but
At the moment,
I hope
don't
this
have much
video will not
choice.
have it,
The
probably
damned
not,
landowner doesn't deliver
but
anything.
you never know.
What we get from the
So
small
my
farms
apologies
isn't
for
enough
that.
to meet the demands
I
of the
didn't
city.
realize it until I uploaded it, so
Tell
I'm
me
not
more
gonna
about
fix
the
it in the
peasants'
mercenary
revolt.
episode,
It's quite
not
simple.
that one
Omar,
at least.
the fat landowner, won't pay any
And the
more
other
taxes
episodes
to
will
the
be
city.
better, of course.
Imagine, we're at war with the orcs, and that fat slob wants everything for himself. Normally, the city guard would take firm measures in such cases. But now comes the best part. They say Onar has hired mercenaries to keep the troops from the city off his back. Mercenaries. The whole thing will end in a damn war, as if one war weren't enough.
What do you know about Onar's mercenaries?
I heard that most of them are former convicts from the mining colony, and their leader's supposed to have been a big shot with the king, a general or something, whom they put away as a traitor. These are terrible times.
Show me your wares.
We're gonna, like, the mercenary buy the merchandise he has and sell some of them loot, which will also be done in as novice, because it's something I need to do before saving. Now we're gonna talk to Mateo.
What can I do for you?
What are you selling?
I can offer you everything you need to survive in the wild. Weapons, torches, provisions, even armor. I still have a special piece in
Not
stock.
buy that
Double-hardened
armor. It's
armor,
250
snapper
gold
leather.
pieces,
Still
and
unused.
why buying it
Interested?
if you can steal it for free? I will do this
What do you
with
know
the
about
classes,
paladins?
of course, because
Since
we're
these
gonna need
bastards have
the
come to
armor.
the city, I've had
Survive
nothing but
even
trouble.
a little bit.
The last time I was headed for the upper end of town, the guards flat out stopped me and asked me what was my business there.
And?
Of course they let me in. I had my shop in the city when most of those pompous asses were still chasing pigs with wooden swords. And yesterday, the bastards came and confiscated half of my goods.
The paladins seized your goods.
Everything I had stored in the backyard. They simply posted a guard in front of the entrance to the yard. If I'm lucky, they won't take everything. At least they might leave the armor here.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
What? What are you going to do there?
I've got an important message.
Well, well. Have you tried getting past the guards?
I don't see why I should even try.
You're probably right. I don't know how important your message is, and it's none of my business. But even if you told them that a ship full of orcs just anchored in the harbor, they'd send you away. Because they have their orders.
So can you help me get into the upper quarter?
It seems to be really important to you. The question is, how important is it to you?
What are you getting at?
I can help you. After all, I'm one of the most influential people here. But it'll cost you.
What are you asking for your help?
100 gold pieces.
You shark.
Take it easy. It isn't your gold I have in mind.
But
In principle, it's my gold. Greta, the carpenter's niece, hasn't paid what she owes me in ages. But the little brat is constantly running around in new clothes. That means she has the money. I'd like to beat it out of her. But Master Thorben, the carpenter, is also a very influential man. Get me the money and I'll help you.
where can I find this Greta?
Like I said, she's the carpenter's niece. His house is down the street, the last house on the right before the smithy.
Guys, the sun is shining.
How exactly can you help me?
Quite simple. I'll use my influence to see to it that one of the master craftsmen here takes you on as an apprentice. As such, you'll practically be a citizen of the city and can enter the upper quarter. Besides which, you'll earn something while you're at it.
Where could I sign on as an apprentice then?
Basically, with any master here on the main street. That would be Harrod the smith, Bosper the bowmaker, Thorben the carpenter, or Constantino the alchemist. One of them is bound to take you on. But it's important that the other masters agree. That's always been the custom here in Khorinis.
How do I get the approval of the other masters?
You just have to convince them. Go and talk to them. But if more than one of them is against you, you don't stand a chance. So behave yourself.
Why don't you take me on as an apprentice?
I would, but the other masters wouldn't agree. I just recently took on another apprentice.
Is there another way to get into the upper quarter?
Perhaps. If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
So now we're gonna take the armor. At Mercenary, it took me 2 tries once I got my way up the wall. Some reason he doesn't always want to grab the wall. I'm not certain why, but a few tries he did, and I'm gonna try to get it in one shot, and nice, we did it, which is faster than I got onto it with Mercenary. Be careful you do not fall down there, because it will be instant death. If you want to quick loot those items, just press the jump button, which is mid mouse with me. Again, be careful to not fall down here unless you have saved. I could not save because that would intervene with my voice
you're
recording.
new in town, huh?
So,
Yes, and what about you?
I just
I come from the
had to get
mainland,
lucky,
and now I'm hanging
and
around
I
here.
did.
I'm almost out of gold, so all I can do now is join the militia.
And this
I
guy
guess.
is
But
on
I don't want to do that.
start of a
I won't be
quest
slaughtered by those orcs on the
that
king's behalf.
is quite hidden. You have to
What can
beat
you
up
tell
a
me
guy
about the
named
militia?
One
Valentino,
of the paladins
which I
is
will,
taking command.
which
A
you will
certain
see
Lord
in
Andre.
episode 4.
He's trying to mobilize half the
And,
city in case the orcs attack.
If you beat him up,
But you need to be a
don't take his
citizen of
key.
the town in
I
order to
will
be admitted.
explain in episode
As
4
far as I
why.
know, if you're not a
It will
citizen,
get you
can
again
train
extra
anyway,
experience,
but you
which
won't
is
be
nice.
officially admitted.
And
What
but
else can you tell
about
me
that
about Lord
quest,
Andre?
you
He
have
has
to beat
taken
him
over
up,
the position of judge
take
as
his
well.
gold, then
Cause any trouble in this
talk to
town?
Regis,
You're gonna have to
tell him
answer
that
to him.
you've beaten him
I
up,
was once in a brawl with
and
a citizen. He went crying to Lord
it will give
Andre
you a
and ragged
ring,
me out.
which is not all that
That little
worthy
matter cost me
to
50
equip.
gold pieces.
But if you
I
talk to
was lucky that it
Paragon, he will
happened at
tell
night,
you that
or others would have
Valentino wasn't
The
able
more
to
people
get
complain
to
about you in
pay
this town,
him,
the higher your
and
penalty
he
would
beat
be.
him, and you have to give the ring
Who did
to
you fight
him.
with?
It's
With
a
a
sort
fellow
of a
named
mini game
Valentino.
in this
He often hangs out in the
this
tavern near
town,
the temple.
city, port,
I'm not
whatever you
usually
want
a
to call it,
violent person.
and
That
I
guy
find that
needed his
really
face
funny,
rearranged in the worst way.
because frankly you give something
Has
for
anything
beating
exciting
up
happened?
someone, which is
You could say
who is
that.
rich,
They robbed
and they
Bosper
don't
the
have any
bowmaker.
gold,
What a
and you
brazen
get
thing to
around,
do,
I
tell ya.
estimate 200
The fellow
to
just ambled into the
250
shop
gold,
in broad
which is
daylight
nice.
and grabbed himself a bow.
But I'll
And
explain
Bosper
more in
right after
episode 2,
hollering, "Stop
in
right there,
episode
you rogue!"
4.1,
But the thief was too
4.2,
fast.
and 4.3. So yeah,
Has anything exciting happened?
Oh well, all's quiet. I suppose that when the orcs
as you
come,
already know, of
can't
course,
fail to
1
notice.
stands for mercenary, 2 stands for militia, which is this one, and 3 stands for novice. We're gonna now gonna talk
Welcome
to
to my
Bosper the
shop,
bowmaker.
stranger. I am Bosper. I craft bows and trade
As a
in
mercenary,
furs.
he will
What
become
brings
my
you to
master.
Khorinis?
But since this
need to
is
get
my
into the upper
militia
quarter.
guide,
Where the
I will
paladins are?
choose a different
Forget
master,
it.
which I'll
You
also
need to
show
be a
in
respected
episode
citizen
4.
here, or at least hold a decent job. As
That
a
is
stranger,
one of the
you
reasons
stand
why
no chance of
one of
getting
the
in.
decisions I make, which will be different
I'm
from the
looking for
paths I
work.
take.
I could use a
And
new
I'll
apprentice.
also
The
explain
last one
the
just gave up
reasons
his job 2 days
of each
ago.
path in
Do
episode
you
4,
know anything
why I
about
take that
hunting then?
path, and of
I
why I
can
take
teach you
that
how to skin
master.
animals. I'll pay
For
you
mercenary
well
it's easy.
for every skin
As a
you bring
hunter
me.
you get lots and lots of gold for its skin, etc.
I want to start as your
As a
apprentice.
militia you really don't need
Before I
it,
take
and
you
as
on,
a
I need to
farmer,
know, of
on
course,
owner's farm,
whether you're any
you
good or not.
already have a smith, so you can learn your smithing skills from there,
What do you want me
and
to do for you?
plants are
I
not
will
really
teach
that
you how to
needed
skin an animal.
if you have good
You will
equipment
bring me,
and
let's say,
armory.
half a dozen wolf skins.
So
Then
that's
I'll know
basically
that you
why I
have
choose
learned your
Bosper.
trade. If it doesn't
With
take you
mercenary.
forever, and if the skins are in acceptable condition, I will take you on if you like.
Teach me how to skin animals.
Right. Listen, it's quite easy, really. You take a sharp blade and cut open the animal's belly. Then make a few small incisions on the inside of the legs, and you can peel off the skin. Bring me the wolf skins and we shall see.
Why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him yourself. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging out near Corrigan's Tavern. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight for it.
I've heard that someone stole from you.
Who told you
And
that?
while I explain that
Probably
again,
Bartok,
I will
huh?
have a smoke
Didn't he have
in
anything better to
this
tell
game,
you?
which is already a bit of spoiler.
Let me tell you, if I get hold of this bastard, he can say his prayers. I left the shop for only a moment. When I came back,
With that,
I
of
could
course,
only
I mean
just see
in-game,
him
not
leave
in real life.
with my bow on his shoulder. I called the guards right away, but the lowlife ran towards the harbor, and they lost him there. I lit a bonfire under their asses then, and they searched the entire harbor district, but they didn't find a thing. Those bumbling lackeys. I bet my bow is still in town somewhere. I informed the guards on both city gates, and they haven't seen anyone leave with my bow. When I get my hands on that bastard...
Alright. This is probably the end of the walkthrough. So, at the end you will see my save point. I basically let that in because I actually showed it. Because you see that I start over and do not use the same thing. So, as you can see, this is Militia, and I saved on it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.